Oh, I have so many tabs open.
Feel you with that one. I think I'm at 43.
Got me beat.
2 screens, 20 on each.
Oh, so I found this on Imager, and it's disturbing enough to want to share. ROA stream podcast. There you go. Oh, I don't have permission. That's okay. Probably best.
Give me 1 sec.
We can give you access.
But I think that should be. Is that it?
Try. There.
Got it.
There. Enjoy. It's not nightmare fuel, but it's just almost. Fades.
The heck? Don't get what's happening.
So lovely.
This from like a video
I don't know.
clip?
I don't know.
It makes me very uncomfortable. Yeah.
That'd be from a Katy
Ugh.
Perry video or something.
I don't know, but it
kinda
makes me
starts off
real
like that.
uncomfy. Ugh.
Alright, well,
You know, that
Can I get
weirded me
some-
out.
can I get some audio from the both of you?
Yes.
But
I am the very model of a modern major general. I've information, vegetable, animal, and I know the kings of England, and I quote the historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical.
The only
I'm very
word-
well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both as quadratical. About binomial theorems, I am teeming with a lot of news with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
In that first
Many cheerful
section,
facts
the
about-
only
Yes?
thing we missed was the word mineral.
Oh, okay.
You dropped out a little.
Oh, I can adjust that.
from the top.
Alright, let's go live. Let's hit record, shall we,
Oh
instead?
man.
Alright, ready?
Ow.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna
I'm
give you a
at
countdown.
minus 11 rather than minus 10.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
bossy.
you ready, serious?
Not yet. I'm just loading something up. I'm loading up Twitch.
Okay.
And you know what my internet's like.
Just do text chat only. That's what I do.
What?
You can have
Is-
chat only as an option. Unless that's just on the app. And
How do you do it?
hey, this is here as well. I don't actually.
Way to get me hyped for this to be helpful, but now helpful.
I guess it is. I guess it does only work on the app.
Alright, what else?
That's okay. Alright, ready?
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to episode 73 of Reins of Azeroth. I am your host, Sirius, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Spaz. How are you today, Spaz?
A little under the weather, but better than last week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But we also have a wonderful guest tonight. It's Reckles from Want to Buy Gold.
Hey, hello! And I'm so excited that you chose my demon hunter rather than my warrior.
I had to cover the nipples. I felt uncomfortable.
With gold.
It's too many. Oh yes, and I'm hugging a pile of gold. That's fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, okay. With that out the way, with the nipples out the way. How are you today, Reckles?
Oh gosh, I am good. I'm excited to share some gold making information. I'm starting to get burnt out on my necromancer. But other than that, I'm pretty good.
Woo. Now where do we go from here? Because usually Spaz doesn't let me take control of these.
Oh no, you're the host. You're in the driver's seat.
You know how I drive, right?
Yep.
Okay. I don't need... No. How about we jump straight into the interview?
Yes.
How do you feel about that, Reckles?
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Go. Any chance for me to talk about me? Good day.
It does sound like a good date, because I'd love to hear it. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into playing World of Warcraft?
Yeah. So I was always one of those people who hated. I didn't want to be a nerd. I always looked down on the geeky nerdy guys who read dragon books and had to go to the nurse's office at noon, take medicine, and then I read a dragon book and I really enjoyed it. And my favorite book ever is still the Book of the Dun Cow, which is it's Canterbury Tales mixed with dragons living inside the earth and they fight each other, and it was great. So I started to feel the urge, like a nerdy dragon loving gamer. Then all throughout college, I was playing free online games and stuff, and I loved that. I developed my love of games then, but I was spending so much time looking for a good game on back when E-Bombs World was a thing. Do y'all remember that?
Oh my
A
gosh.
little bit.
Oh yeah, and Miniclip and Congregate didn't even exist yet. But I was spending so much time looking for a good game that I'd played RuneScape for a little bit, and you know what? I know I'm gonna like this WoW thing. So I started playing. I think it was sometime in the middle of Wrath. I didn't raid yet, so I didn't know what its patches were. And haven't canceled my subscription since.
Oh man, I feel like I'm a baby now. It's Bombs World, and you started in Wrath, and I'm so small now.
No, I will forever have the title Wrath Baby, so that's okay. When did you start?
I'm a cat baby.
Ah, okay.
As am I. Well, technically, you started playing permanently in Mist.
I consider myself a cat baby. I mean, that's when I originally kind of fell in love with. Well, this isn't about me. Let's take it back to Reckles. What is your favorite thing to collect game?
Probably I like I
Gold.
like collecting I think gold and patterns and recipes are always it's really exciting for me when I get a new recipe because then I know I'm like one step ahead of the competition. But I'll go through phases where I'm like really big into pet collecting. I've tried to bounce, but I'm pretty awful at it.
It just takes time.
Right, I am too.
So, do you have a favorite mount?
Yes, my ghastly well, okay. First, the best mount in the game, and I think we can all agree, is the Alliance Chopper. But besides that, the Ghastly Charger, the TC, so clean. Like it's got the spell effects, and it's a little see-through, and it's got that spectral thing going. But one of my honestly, okay? What are y'all's opinions on the Swift Spectral Tiger?
I want it. I want it, but I don't. My wallet doesn't want it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
It's expensive.
And it's always been until like maybe Warlords it kind of fell out of this, but like it's always been like the goal for gold making. But it's kind of there. I feel like there are better mounts, cooler mounts. Is that blasphemy? Am I being?
No, not at all.
No. I mean, I like kitties, so I want all the kitties, and I can't have that one, which makes me sad. Especially because I don't want to spend. I think that at last check it was like 1,200 for the card, but I want it so bad, but I can't warrant. I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't even like say how much it kind of hurts that I can't have it.
We'll get you there. Gold's easy. Gold's easy.
Yeah. So I've been told. Do you have a favorite like collecting moment?
See, I probably my favorite like collecting related moment was there was time I the Spectral Tiger Cub and the Ethereal Soul Trader, and there were a couple other like super duper expensive pets, and I was starting to get into the TC first time or first or second. Anyway, I was getting into the TC. And I bought these 4 pets for like was back in Mists. 250,000 gold I spent on them. And I was super excited, and I was going to flip them, and I was going to make like 50% profit. And then 2 weeks later, the Jade Panther they started duping Jade Panthers and Onyx Panthers. Do y'all remember when that happened?
Yes, I remember.
And then 2 weeks after that, they started duping the Spectral Tiger Cub and the Ethereal Soul Trader. And so prices on the Ethereal Soul Trader went from like 150,000 gold each down to 5 to 10,000 for a year and a half until like 3 months ago. Prices finally started going back up on them. So that's probably the most memorable moment. Like the times where all your planning and all your spreadsheets just can't account for like some guy wanted to make 1,000 of them. Deal with it.
Yeah. You can never tell when something like that's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's a real life story, but similar thing happened to me when I had my graphics tablet. I bought it for $3,000. Not even a week later, it was just under 2,000, and I'm like, why?
Oh,
Why have you done this? Yeah, it hurt my everything.
I feel like anyone who buys a graphics card goes through that too.
Mhm.
Upgrade your graphics card. Yeah, and then a month later, NVIDIA releases a version that's 10 times faster and better.
Yep, that's what it feels like sometimes. So what actually been the most difficult thing for you to collect?
Probably. Scryer's stuff has been impossible because for some. So with every single one of my tunes, I always just went Alder because I knew the quests, and then I realized like, oh, I need the scryers for some of those patterns, and there's like a meta achieve or something, and you can switch your professions, but you go immediately hated by them, and you have to grind rep back 10 rep at a time by turning in like Crocolisk eyes. So pretty much you have to kill 10,000 or 12,000 Crocolis in order to just not be hated by them anymore.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I love me a good grind, giggity. But
This isn't episode 69. What's happening?
I just can't do it. Anymore. So I will forever be scryerless.
I'll forever be invincible. That's on me. What is on your collecting wish list, other than obvious?
Oh, I want the nether drakes.
Oh man.
Those are nice. Oh, and something that I there are two TC things I've never gotten. One is the purple puffer, and I finally got that a couple weeks ago, and I'm still super hyped. I haven't even leveled the pet yet. I've just been basking in the glory of purple pufferfish pet. Also, there's this hearth. There's a special hearthstone that turns into the dark
don't
portal.
say the dark portal. I want that one so bad as
Oh
well.
my gosh, I want it.
I've seen it. I've seen it in game, and I was like, oh my god.
It's so cool that it's like a moment when you just see, like, this is a guy just hearthing back to go turn in the quest back in Dalaran. Like, it's a moment for you that you remember for weeks and months.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, I think I saw someone walking around with a crawling claw, and I'm like, damn it, come back here, give it to me.
Yeah. So
I would name it Thing. I'm sorry.
that's totally fair. So, if you could create a mount to be put in the game, have you thought of something?
I like I like multi-person mounts, and I want like a multi-person cat mount, or like a multi-person horse, just a like. I love the multi-person rockets; those are cool. But like maybe try to duck. It's got a little baby duck following along it, and your friend is on the baby. Like you can use the same basic physics from the trike or the sidecar thing, but instead it's like a little baby tiger or a baby duck or a baby horse or like something, little pony. I think that would be fantastic.
Fist actually said in the chat, and I really want this already. The cat bus, which is from My Neighbor Totoro, and that would be sick.
Yeah. The giant cat bus.
It'd
Oh, jeez.
be so cute. And there's also the kitten cat buses, which is adorable too.
Yeah. So,
Alrighty. You can take it.
have you been up to much lately in the last week, Sirius?
I haven't. So again, in WoW, not much has happened. Mostly because there's this weird game out right now. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's got to do with like squids and kids and heck of a lot of I don't know, man. It's like free and weird. Is a weird game. So I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 2. If you haven't guessed, but yeah. So a lot of Splatoon 2. Last week we didn't have a show because Spaz was sick, and the day after
Very.
it was actually my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday!
Thank ya. And then over the weekend it was someone's 8-year anniversary, so it was that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, not much in WoW. What about you, Spaz?
I found the Wand of Simulated Life in Dalaran on my rogue when I was wandering around there to do the class hall missions.
You were what wandering around?
Yeah.
Huh?
And
Huh?
I also got the Suspicious Crate toy from the rogue class hall. It's so dumb. You literally just turn into a crate, and you can't and you move very, very slowly.
You need
That's
the
all it does.
That's amazing. What?
need the Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
sound now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. You know, I'm just leveling my rogue at the moment.
That you buy that with the coins of air or coins?
No,
the pickpocket
from
things?
no, it's from Gallywix. One of the upgrades of the class hall is a token every week to give to Gallywix, or I think it's a token every day. The monk equivalent is tapping the keg. But yeah, you get like an item and you give it to Gallywix, and he says, "Go ahead, open any of the treasured boxes in the room," and you open one of them, and whatever's in there is yours. I haven't looked too much more into what else can drop from that. Yeah, it's the second tier of upgrades for the order hall for the rogues. So I'm sure there's much more you can get from that, but
And hunters
Off the
have
top of my
something like
head.
that too. We're angsty though, so we have to go summon a demon from the nether and slay.
yeah. So what about you, Reckles? Have you gotten much recently?
I have spent the past couple weeks trying to train for the Mythic Plus Invitational, which is the sports competition Blizz is putting together for Mythic Pluses, and got a team
awesome.
together. And then the first day was amazing, and then the second day, one guy had internet problems, and the third day, another guy couldn't make it, and the fourth day, we had to replace someone. And so it's just been like we've been 4-manning 17 the past 2 weeks. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. I haven't even done my order hall caches. But enjoying the heck out of some dungeons and like pushing myself to the limit as far as
Nice.
what I can do as a no collecting. I think I hit 200 mounts. So
That's awesome.
That's a lot
Pretty
more
big
than
milestone.
I have. Yeah.
my pride and joy of those is the Arcadian War Turtle has the most adorable mount special ever.
Pops into its shell.
Yep.
Just like all the Pandaren ones do that. Yeah, it's cute.
My favorite mount special has got to be the Lothian Fox.
The Lothian Prowler, yeah.
Yeah, it does
that
the
one's
little,
adorable.
the
Runs around
little
in circles.
skittering. So cute. Oh, I love it so much. So let's head into the news now. And I see that someone, when they were playing with the show notes, have decided to add a very special bit of news. The first thing that we have on our roster is that Reins of Azeroth has an official Redbubble store. Yay! So that's where you'll see. Well, I uploaded the prototypes 6-ish months ago. Had the Reins of Azeroth logo and the Reins of Azeroth item tooltip, and those are actually up there now as shirts and hoodies and stickers and a lot of things. But yeah, it makes me really happy that that those are up there now, and you guys can get those if you want. I put the link in the chat, in the Twitch chat, just in case anyone wants it.
And we'll put it in the show notes as well.
That too. The next thing, did you want me to read this in the voice?
It's up to you.
Oh god.
I do. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Alrighty. Chronicle Volume 3! Tyrande on the cover! So Chronicle Volume 3. You're welcome. I'll be here all night. Tip your waitress. Try the veal. So Chronicle Volume 3 will cover events that shape the modern history of Azeroth and delves into the backstories of Arthas Menethil, Illidan Stormrage, Jaina Proudmoore, and other iconic World of Warcraft characters. And I may or may not have already pre-ordered it. Just saying. It's just gonna slot next to 1 and 2.
Doesn't come out till like next year, I believe.
Okay, still pre-ordered it.
just as an FYI.
Oh, I know. It's fine though. It just makes me happy. I love Blizzard coming out with new books. I don't know, it makes me so happy. I just wish my nephews were a little older, then I would have gotten them the young adult World of Warcraft books. But I don't think they're quite up to that just yet.
Did that Traveler book ever release?
Traveler?
Yeah, about the young kid. The sort of picture book.
I don't think it was a picture book.
No? Okay, I must be confused.
No. Now you've confused me. So was the Traveler book the young adult one?
Oh, maybe it was.
You've really stumped me now.
Alright, well, you Google that and I'll talk about the new awesome animations that Resto Druids and Elemental Shamans have coming for them in 7.3.
Okay.
They look really, really good. Blizzard is going through and updating the animations of all the spell effects. It's just really, really, really cool. Hopefully, eventually they're going to get to everyone, which obviously they will. So we'll see what happens. Better spell effects is good for people because everyone likes new flashy stuff. Now,
I love the priest stuff, and
yes,
on the topic of just them upping, I was looking through their jobs website, and they are hiring a UI developer, which it might just be for their mobile stuff, or
possibly
maybe they're revamping the original UI. I'm just gonna throw this totally unresearched rumor out there and just say Blizzard is officially changing their standard UI. It's happening, people.
Well, we've got enough
no.
add-ons that do that already. Bartender, Ice HUD, all of those. They do all those crazy stuff anyway, so I don't think Blizzard really wants to change all that up on us when we already have our sort of favorites set in that way. But there's been a new faction, Dynamite, a ton of new mounts. Oh, they look awesome. The new
I don't know
faction.
how I feel about them, honestly.
Well, they're Talbucks.
I know. They look so grumpy.
So
Well,
there's a lot of these like really cool demon goat horse things, but who is the Argusian Reach? Like I've spent some time on the PTR, but I didn't pay attention to factions. Is that like the main?
I think they may be one of the new factions in the new zone, possibly like what's it called, Legion Fall.
Okay.
How we had Legion Fall, but a lot of this is on the PTR. I haven't looked at much of this. I don't play on the PTR. So obviously there are 7 new mounts, and there's also the Argusian Reach Tabard. Now they do say that a lot of the reputation that you'll get for this faction will come from the main quest line in the new zones, and so I'm guessing you'll probably get up to Revered with them, maybe, and then you'll have to hit Exalted by doing dailies or world quests or something. So,
okay, and at Revered you get an upgrade to the flight whistle that lets you it teleports you back to the main teleport. Like rather than flight paths, you go around Argus on like teleporter things, and so it would have to be pretty quick that you.
Yeah, because we won't be able
sense.
to fly in Argus, so yeah. So,
I
in
think my
7.
favorite is the Madden Chaos Runner, though. It's so.
Yeah, they look.
On it.
They just look awesome. There's a ton of really awesome looking mounts. Now, they have. We do actually have some new sort of the new way that our relics will be upgraded in 7.3 with the Netherlight Crucible. I had a look at this on Wowhead, and I am totally lost. So, I'm literally just gonna wait till we get there and they explain it to me, and hopefully I won't be confused. Because
no matter how much something like that's explained to me, I'll just be like, nope. Whoosh, straight over.
fair enough.
There was a really cool thing with the Netherlight Crucible. I think it was a Netherlight Crucible. Anyway, there's this one thing in the main area that lets you, kind of like Warlords of Draenor, how you could choose and jungle. You could not Tanan, Nagrand, or you could a tank, or you could choose a damage buff, or you could choose like guys that shoot, kind of like that.
Oh,
but
yes,
could
the
swap
outposts.
in and out. Yeah.
Yes, the outposts zone.
So if that's that's one of the chat, help me out. Anyone who's played on the PTR, is that the Netherlight Crucible? No. All right.
I don't believe so. I believe the Netherlight Crucible is the one that upgrades your relics to add extra effects and stuff.
Oh, that's the light and shadow thing. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't get all the way into that. Okay.
The next one is that Blood Elf ladies can now use guns, bows, and crossbows effectively. So, correctly. Okay, never mind. So, there was a lot of clipping and stuff like that, so it's been fixed up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I messed up the show notes. It's real bad.
Okay.
Anyway, so the next thing is, and I actually really want this, no matter how angry and creepy it looks, the Antoran Gloomhound and the Antoran Charhound. I really just want to hang stuff off its horns. So
They
yeah, just
very
they're
very
curly.
demonic.
But they're kind of
Yeah.
cute. They're
Hmm.
kind of cute, not very. They remind me of it's a really cute anime called the Ancient Magus's Bride, and he's got the massive skull head thing, and it's just really cute, and it makes me happy, and I want it so bad.
Yeah.
If this is the same mount, like model and everything that Demon Hunters have right now for their class mount, you're gonna love its run because it does this.
Think it is.
If it is, as this goofy little skip along thing that is cutest
I
thing
need
ever
it now.
from like a demon with wings.
Yep, I definitely need it now. Yep.
So
If it does a goofy skip with a look like that, I flip and need it.
Yeah, it gallops.
Ah, it's like a
That's-
huntsman.
yeah, spider. Okay, so there was actually in related to class mounts, there was actually a tweet that a person Medi Soul Spirit tweeted to the devs. Why has there been no official word regarding the priest mount trail effect nerf? Can we compromise? I've missed the feathers. And the devs actually responded, we removed only a few feathers with an asterisk. They were reaching all the way sort of to the player camera. And that asterisk says, per the artist, aren't feathers, but magical owl dander.
That's really cute.
Yes,
Get it right.
That's how you respond to someone. And
Pretty much.
you know, that's actually pretty cool that they have taken the time. Like the artist took the time and was like, "Wait, no, they're not feathers. Jesus Christ, they're not feathers. Tell them they're not feathers." Yeah, so that's actually pretty cool.
Also, just quickly, I looked up the walk and run animation for the Antoran Gloomhound and Charhound, and I definitely want it. It's real goofy and adorable looking.
That's
It's
awesome.
like the goofiest gallop in history. I love it.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll smash out the last couple things. First being that senior audio director and lead composer Russell Brower has officially left Blizzard full-time. Now, that full-time. He has in fact said he will be working with Blizzard in the future. This is due to a decentralization that Blizzard is trying to do, so pretty much they don't want to get to the point where one person is literally making everything. They want to be able to give artists their own sort of free reign. Because for a long time, you know, Chris Metzen's the one that wrote, in air quotes, all the story. And, you know, Ghostcrawler was the one who was the face of the community. They don't really want that because the people who've come in after them have just been like, well, they don't do it as good as that person. No one talks to the community as good as Ghostcrawler does, even though Celestalon does a great job, and all the other the CMs. So, as far as we're aware, Russell has been contracted back, and will be contracted back for a lot of work. And also, I do believe that this does mean that he's now able to do sort of his own solo stuff with no possibility of a clash with the full-time work he does. Slash did with Blizzard.
He mentioned putting out an album.
Yes, which I don't think he would be able to do while working at Blizzard full-time.
I reckon it's pretty exciting. Russell Brower is I like when you think of WoW music, it's just mostly it comes to him, even though he hasn't touched everything. But
Yeah.
a lot of what he's composed and touched upon and done is just crazy good.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm super nervous about it because like the music is the soul of the game, and I know it's silly. It's kind of me assuming that like no
Everything
one
going downhill
else,
from here. There's fires
yeah,
everywhere.
no one
Oh
else
god.
possibly make good music.
Yeah,
No, but
I
you-
totally understand.
yeah.
But yeah, he has confirmed that he has left on very good terms, and will definitely be back for more work. So he's not gone completely. Now, the last two things I wanted to touch on. The first is Wowhead actually put together a guide in regards to the different Horde and Alliance dances and what they're based on because of the Auction House Dance Party. We did talk about this a little while ago. All the different dances. They have a whole bunch of videos of the races dancing and then like the original inspiration as well. So if you want to check that out, it's actually really funny. And the final thing is,
Sorry, one thing. So this list, it really gets to me, and it's
why?
such a dumb reason. So every time I look at where the dances are derived from, a lot of people say that the Lady Blood Elves do a toxic, like Britney's Toxic, and they do that dance or a dance inspired by that song, which I'm gonna call BS on, okay? So the dance that the Blood Elves are inspired by is actually from old Korean game/game intro cutscene thing for a game called Yogurting, and it's actually been like gone for a long time now. And the dance is move for move, like the female Blood Elf dance is move for move. What the opening sequence dance is from Yogurting. Time I see that it's Britney Spears Toxic, it just really gets under my skin.
Well,
Real bad.
There was a choreographer that put out a semi-popular YouTube video of her doing the dance to Britney Spears' "Toxic," and that is also move for move. But please link in chat this yogurting thing because anything.
Give me.
okay. Well, while
I
Sirius
want to
finds
feel
that,
more cultured.
yes, okay. Well, while she finds that, just wanting to let you know,
found it already.
warcraftmounts.com has put together some really nice pictures of all of the new mounts that are coming in 7.3 that they found so far. Now, there are some mana rays of multi-different colors that look awesome. Obviously, you have the Lightforge Golem that we've spoken about before. You have the Azul, the creepy dog many-faced thing. The Darkmoon Dirigible, which I cannot wait to get.
Named Facey.
Yes. And the Lucid Nightmare, which is the one I'm looking forward to the most, because it's a unicorn, it's purple and black. It's awesome. So, that's about 2 weeks worth of news. So, now to the main topic, I guess. How do we make gold in WoW?
We get to talk about making gold in WoW now?
Yes.
Woo! Woo!
So, just a quick thing. I put together a small list of things that I know are sort of the, in air quotes, basic ways to make gold in WoW. Reckles said, nah, fuck that, I've got a better idea. So, Reckles, take it away.
Well, it wasn't a better idea. It's just like you were putting down a whole bunch of cool things like transmutes and how to flip things on the auction house and like which inscription things to do and making bags and like I I get that, like, I'm a gold maker and I'm here to provide tips. Just some cool tips for anyone out there looking to make gold. There are lots of little ones, but there's a pattern. If you have a tailor and an enchanter, you can buy a pattern called the White Bandit Mask, and this often on a majority of servers disenchants for 2 to 3 times its value. There's a cool technique called or not or flipping, or oh gosh, stone shuffle. It's something. Anyway, whenever you prospect,
the Iron Paw token shuffle. I remember that from Mists.
No. This is with Laystone. When you prospect Laystone, most of the time you get a gem chip. Well, if you turn off auto loot and you manually loot it, you can see the color of the gem chip before you go. Like, once it's in your bags, it's white, but in the loot window, it's blue or yellow or green. And that color of the gem chip is going to be the color of the next gem the next real gem that you prospect. So since Fell Slate has a higher chance of giving you rare gems when you prospect it, you get an expensive gem or an expensive gem chip, like a yellow gem chip or a green gem chip, then you can swap over from prospecting Laystone and to prospecting Fell Slate until you get a gem, and then you go back. There's lots of cool old school things like the vendor runs in Ironforge. You can go around and collect for about 200 to 1,000 gold. You can go around to Ironforge, and there's a vendor run in Darnassus and a vendor run in Shattrath. But you go around and collect all the limited supply items, and then when you get them all and you put them on the auction house, it's about 50,000 gold worth of stuff now. So there's lots of cool tricks, but the thing about tricks is you go out, you do them once, and you're like, oh yeah, that was fun. You never do it again, so you don't make gold. Like, sure, maybe you take advantage of the Obliterum bug, where the first day they introduce Obliterum eye level changes. You know, we're coming up in 7.3 where Obliterum gear will go from 700 to 715. Then historically, the first 24 hours of that, all gear that can be obliterated gives you 5 times as much. So it may be worth saving up some bloods to get 5 times the Obliterum. Maybe it's a bug, but they've done it every patch, so maybe it's intended to stabilize the market. But if you go out and just follow a routine of crafting everything profitable, you will make gold in the long run. And got too excited. Gold making gets me excited, guys. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought.
Pretty much.
Okay. So here's a nice little routine for any new players or new gold makers out there. I'm just gonna assume you have a couple of different tunes and a couple of different professions. But step 1 is to go to theunderminejournal.com or tradeskillmaster.com or wowauction.com, except WoW Auction is spelled without the A because they're rebels. And see how much ore, leather, or scales, or herbs are sold on your auction house per day. And then farm up a third of that. If you farm up more and you sell more than a third, like if your auction house sells 3,000 stonehide leather a day, farm and sell 1,000 stonehide leather a day. Then, once you get to that level, you get used to kind of posting on the auction house every day, and that just becomes part of your routine. go on there for 30 seconds and you post it. Then go to your crafting professions and craft at least 1 or 2 of everything current content. Even if it's not profitable. We're not... People worry about profitability a lot and like, oh, but I can get more money if I sell the leather by itself. That's not the point. You're just trying... With current content stuff, you're just trying to move product. Always, it's just free gold, especially if you farm up your own map. Then the third week of this weekly edition, weekly gold making expansion, start crafting everything old school, like all your old patterns. Go into Trade Skill Master and stock all, and you'll have about 3 million gold worth of stuff, especially if you have lots of old rep-gated patterns. About 3 million gold worth of stuff that you can sell on the auction house. And the cool thing about this step is that as you're getting used to farming all the old materials that aren't necessarily on your auction house anymore, you're going to be running lots of raids and lots of dungeons. You'll start to get like fun little raiding with leashes pets and a couple pieces of nice transmog that you're like, oh, I already do the auction house a little bit now, so I'll just go ahead and throw this up. And you can start getting really excited about either transmog or pets. Start throwing that stuff up. You can spend a couple days a month going out and farming transmog, and pretty soon you've got 100,000 gold worth of farmed materials up on the auction house that sell immediately that day. You've got 1 million gold worth of current content stuff that sells 10 to 50% per day. You've got 1 million to 5 million gold worth of transmog up on the auction house, and 1 million to 5 million gold worth of old content crafted stuff, and those sell about 1% per day. So on a bad day, you're pulling in 100,000 gold, and on a good day, you're pulling in 200, 300, 5,000, 500,000 gold. And at that point, you can kind of take a step back and be like, what do I like? I'm making enough that I don't have to do all this anymore. What's my favorite? What do I do for fun? And then you can just sit back and do what you want to do for fun with gold making. You have your routines, and you can have the gold to play the game however you want to. And Sirius can buy her Swift Tiger, and everyone can be happy.
So long as Sirius gets the Swift Spectral type, everyone can be happy.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, would there be any add-ons that you'd recommend other than Trait Skill Master, obviously, which seems to be the big one? Are there any add-ons that you'd recommend? Because, like gathering professions, or just any sort of add-ons that you'd recommend?
Well, it used to be that you needed Skill Master for like crafting and auctioning, and you needed Postal for your mailbox, and you needed Panda for disenchanting, but honestly, with TSM 3.0, they added in a mailbox feature, so you get that. They added in a feature to where when you're out farming and gathering herbs and ore and skins, it loots it optimizes the loot frames, so you gather things from the ground faster. There's a disenchant. Like, TSM has gone from just an auction house add-on to a full UI
powerhouse.
replacement. Yeah, it's a powerhouse UI replacement for anything that has to do with professions and inventory management.
Now,
It's pretty fantastic.
is there a big learning curve with TSM?
Yeah.
Because it looks scary when you first install it, so...
Yes, it's what I always say with TSM is that it's as complicated as you want it to be. So you can just put everything you can craft into so if y'all haven't used TSM before, or listeners haven't used TSM before, they have groups and operations, and it's very obviously made by programmers, rather than like normal people who understand non-if statements. So set up all your stuff that you sell into groups and subgroups, and so you can have like a group of just Legion jewel crafting stuff, and you can have a subgroup of blue rare Legion jewel crafting stuff. But you can also just put everything you ever want to sell into one group and just post it up on apply an operation saying, I want to post this at 100% of the market value. Then you post it. Roll your mouse wheel and you post everything in your bag. It takes me about 10 minutes to post 2,000 items a day. So I'm not saying you should post 2,000 items a day. I'm saying, like, if you only have 100 things that you're selling, it'll take you a minute.
So, I've got a bit of a weird question for you.
Yes.
What does it take to completely destroy the market in, say, copper or like one single item? Like, what does it take to completely destroy the value of one item?
Well, my easy answer to that would be anyone who undercuts by more than a copper. You are destroying your market. You do not get to complain about, oh, my economy's bad, if you undercut by more than a copper. Because then the next person also, if you undercut by 10%, the next person undercuts by 10%, and pretty soon you're down to 50% of the price. But what do you mean by destroy a market?
So, like we mentioned previously with duping those items, say, just take copper bars for instance. At the moment, if they were worth 1k gold, like, what would it take for them to go all the way down to being only worth 1 gold?
Okay.
Like, completely destroy the value of that item.
Yeah. So there's some fun little tricks you can do. But generally the problem that you go with if you're trying to just tank a market, the main thing you want to do is just post a huge amount of stuff. If Auction House only sells 3,000 Fell Slate a day, and you watch if you go mining and you have a Doctor Who marathon going and you farm up 10 or 20,000 Fell Slate ore, and you just post it all on the Auction House at one time and you leave it up for 48 hours, not all of your stuff is going to sell, and everyone who expired is going to undercut you, and they're not going to have an option but to continue undercutting you for 2 days, and prices are going to tank. But if you want to intentionally tank it harder than that, you can set up multi-tiered walls, which is kind of fun. You can do this with fewer materials, 20,000. If let's say the price of Fell Slate is 60 gold, if you post up 10,000, like 1,000 of them at 55 gold, and 1,000 of them at 50 gold, and 1,000 of them at 45 gold, and 1,000 of them at 40 gold, and 1,000 of them at 35. Just keep, like, sure, people will buy you out, but someone who's trying to reset the market and like buy all the stuff and flip it isn't going to want to buy every single tier all the way up. But you'll make a lot more gold than if you just said, like, I'm going to dump 10,000 ore at 25 gold. Then someone can just snatch it up. There are people out there who have a ridiculous amount of gold in this game.
So, say now the other way around. Say you notice that something is very, very low. Is it just as simple as buying all of it and then reposting it higher?
Yeah. The generally yes. You want to be careful of people of what markets you're doing this in, and so if people have posted things really low, sometimes it's nice to buy it all out and just repost it, but you never know if that person has an infinite, like if they have a guild bank entirely stocked with that item, then they're gonna just keep posting it, and you buying it up, and you're pretty much feeding them gold. So that's a problem you can come across. There's also my general recommendation, and the reason why I also had my big rant about all these different markets you should get into is, if like I'm posting in leather and leatherworking crafts, blacksmithing crafts, and I've got glyphs and gems and ore and transmog and pets. So if I have competition, current content blacksmith crafts, I don't care. Like, sure, I lose some gold and I undercut them, and I'm actually like not making any profit. I don't care. I've got 1,000 other items up on the auction house. Sure, I fully endorse a shotgun approach to avoid that emotional interaction with TSM.
Diversify your portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with TSM, you aren't really looking at every single item. You're just scrolling your mouse wheel, it posts up, so you aren't seeing it like, oh, Spanky XZ Death is undercutting me again. Rah, screw that guy. You don't care. Gold.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
That damn Spanky XZ Death.
Alright, here's one for you. What is the biggest steal you've ever found on the auction house?
Oh gosh. I got a pirate captain's hat for 5 gold one time. That was pretty nice. I haven't had any like amazing.
What was it worth?
I think, what is it? Pirate. Like I think it's like 50,000. It's somewhere between like 10,000 and 5,000. Between 10,000 and 50,000 gold, and I got it for 5 or 10 gold. But yeah, that's you'll find a bunch of those every single day if you set up TSM. So, gosh, this is like the TSM show with Reckles. They have a sniper function that lets you search for underpriced gear that was recently posted, and there's just always stuff popping up in your little window. Delicious flips.
I've heard of mounts that were posted with 2 zeros taken off them. I believe it was the mount that lets you pick herbs while you're flying.
Okay.
It was worth, I think, 50,000 gold at one point, and someone posted it for 5k.
Oh.
And it was just like, what? And it's just like, ouch.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to go about that. The honorable way is mailing it back to them and saying you can COD the item back to them and be like, hey, mess this up. Give me the 5,000 gold back. You can have your item. I'm careful next time. Or you can just take it and bam, you made 45k.
Yeah. Or you got a mount for cheap that you really wanted.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Serious, do you have any questions for Reckles before we move on?
Why so much maths? No, like, How did you actually get into this sort of thing? Like, and how did you learn to do it so amazingly?
My I got into it in Ada at T10. There were some Valor boots. They looked like the little molten giant boots, except I think they were blue. But it was during Blackwing Descent, and cost 3,000 Valor, and you could only get 1,000 Valor a week. And I wanted to be super well geared, so I farmed up 1,000 Valor, and I got the boots, and I was about to equip the boots, and I saw someone in trade chat say, like, want to buy Valor boots, plate, paying 3,000 gold. It's like, ooh, that's a lot of gold. I could just take that and then either farm another 3,000 or get boots to drop in the raid, or this next week it'll probably only be worth 15k. So yeah, let's do that. And that was my first that was my aha moment, as Oprah says.
Fair enough.
Can you you get gold in Oprah voice? Before we move on?
You get 1 million, and you get gold cap, and you get gold cap.
Ah, it's music to my ears.
Please.
Oh, that's a meme that's never gonna die.
Thank goodness. That was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I have one more tip before we move on, and it's specifically, since I just kind of said, like, go get transmog in my rant. I have spots for transmog if y'all would like to hear.
Definitely.
Of course.
Okay. So transmog is the most expensive and the best transmog to farm is the vanilla content stuff, and it's separated out into kind of tiers, where the stuff at level 15 to 20 is you want to go to. Oh, if anyone listening has a pen and paper, like, just write down the dungeons. I'm gonna say the dungeons and raids, and go do them. But Ragefire Chasm has the best level 15 to 20 stuff, and the cool thing about these items is they're kind of niche, because they're like BDSM stuff. Like, they have straps and buckles, and there's lots of skin showing. And as you can see from my character, I am using a few of those pieces, but they're just super fun. And normally they only sell for like 500 to 2,000 gold, but some of them sell for like 20k. And if there aren't any up on your auction house, they're the kind of items that people like want and desperately need to match the leather of the rest of their bondage mog. So they will pay 5k for it if that's how much you post it for.
It's never there because it's in such high demand.
Bondage mog.
Yeah, it's in such niche demand. People want to be a bottom, damn it. No, and then for the next tier that I'd recommend is level 35 stuff, and you get this from Oldemon, and this is like the Glyph set and the Regal set and the Night Sky set, and these generally only sell. It's kind of, I don't like Oldemon. I don't do it very often because the stuff only sells for like 300 gold to 1k, like hardly worth your time. But the cool thing about Oldemon is there are a bunch of Badlands specific world drops, zone drops, and you can get things like the Shoveler that sells for 50k. There's lots of like 10k to 100,000 gold rare items. I think the Ginsu sword is another one. And then next we want to go to I put a video out on my YouTube channel about the Den Wamper Cave. This is level 40 stuff. You've got like the Trickster set, the Marauder set, and you start to get into the Slutmog stuff here with like Saltstone and Tyrants. And this is just, if you're unfamiliar with the term Slutmog, it's just a bikini. It's on a female character, it looks like you're wearing a bikini if you're a plate wearer. And that stuff sells for like 5k to 40k.
The
and
metal
then,
bikini.
Yes. Yes. Full coverage. Then Zul'Farrak has kind of boring stuff, but it's all red. So it sells for a little bit more than that. It's like generally around 1,000 gold for each of the items. And then you also get the Jade set there, which is super duper expensive and also Bikini Mog. And then you want to go to AQ20 for the level 55 to 60 stuff. This is like the high money item, the Vanguard, the Glorious, the Lofty, the Bloodlust set. And for cloth wares, this is where you get the Arachnidian color variation called the Venom Shroud. And that stuff sells for as much as you want, pretty much. Like, it's not uncommon to see 200,000, 500,000 gold for these items. And yes, it doesn't sell very often, but it doesn't matter. You just need it to sell once.
There.
That's it. So, Ragefire, Alderman, Den Wampers, Zul'Farrak, and AQ20.
That is awesome. It's definitely worth adding those to rotation if you're farming mounts as well.
Oh, yeah.
Sirius, would you like to take some of the tweets?
I will take some of the tweets. Alrighty. So the first one is from John Parrish, or at JebPad46. They said, Diabeak mount, one more to go, and they've included a really sweet photo. The next one is from Salvation, and they tweeted to us about the Argosian Breach faction. They said it sounds like a faction I'll be grinding then, and it was that with the Argosian Reach. Sorry, words just didn't want to form properly. So the next one is from Spanky Hunter, and was again in regards to the Argosian Reach faction, and it was, and I'm gonna sing this. Legion is the grind that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. People wanted stuff, so people wanted stuff to do, so Blizzard have this, and now we want it all. And it just kind of cuts off, and it's very, very sudden ending. Just,
Surprised all that fit in 140. Good job.
That's
Yeah.
why I
Spanky
ended
Hunter.
there.
Get quite artful with Twitter.
That was actually very clever. I quite liked it when I saw it. The next one is from Kyle Doherty, or The Tidget. And he said, finally got Experiment or B. And
Awesome.
he didn't include a screenshot, but he showed the item in his bags. So that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the Ultraxian mount, right?
No. Yes? No.
Yes.
I thought so.
It's
It's
the one from in the middle of oh god, I lost the name of the Dragon Soul. The one from sort of it comes from like the lesser cache. Yeah, it's Ultraxian. Yeah, it's the really massive cool chest. And you have to basically kill the guy in under like 30 seconds. Because of that one-shot ability that he does. He's always a pain to solo. Yeah. Now, we have another tweet from John Parrish, who says final Warlock class mount, including a picture of him on the mount with one of the little Warlock champions, I guess. One of the little demon guys. They're pretty funny. We have a tweet from Gildina, who says 4th Pally mount, 11th class mount, 335 rideable. Wow. He then responded and said, that's Death Knight, Mage, Monk, Priest, 1 Rogue, Shaman, Warrior, and 4 Pally. Druid done first, but we didn't technically get a mount. Oh my god, everybody has so many alts.
How do you have that many alts in Legion?
They're clearly not making gold. Playing alts. I need to get my alts up. I have 2 110s. I need more. 2 110s and only 1 class mount. Now, the next is a tweet from Vic, who says, hey, there is already the Lord of the Rings title in the game. It's awarded from 300 mounts. Yes, that is true. I, for some reason, completely blanked on that last time. Some stupid reason, I don't know why. But yes, it is already in the game. Awesome. We have a tweet from Daniel Hickman at Margothan 1981, who says, and that's that. All 12 class mounts complete. Warlock, Paladin, and Rogue are my top 3 quest lines, with a picture of his Rogue mount. The Rogue mount does look really cool.
Wait, so he got them all?
Apparently, possibly just the 12 class mount quests done. I don't think he has concordance on all of his alts that get mounts, because that's a lot more work, even with maxed artifact knowledge. So, curious, do you want to take the last 2?
I will take the last 2. So the next one doesn't actually have anything to do with us, but it's from Kageyama Satsuki, or Kagasatsuki. And they said, I got a little possessive over this fox during the quest, and it's an illustration of their character, Kage, or Derp Kitty, next to Vulpin. Oh, freaking cute.
Yeah, Reckles, have you done that quest line to get that mount?
No, it starts from a drop
Torn
in the
invitation.
Withered training, right?
Withered training or Nightfallen caches.
Yeah, I did Withered training every single day I could until 7.3 dropped, and then I just stopped, and I never got it.
That sucks. There are a few people who still don't have it.
Yeah. And the next one is from Vic Baldry again. And this one's really exciting, and it's why I brought it up earlier in the show. It finally dropped. Invincible is mine. No more farming. Ice Crown every week on 7 alts. Hashtag feels good, man. Hashtag Warcraft. Hashtag wow. Vic, go away.
That's awesome.
Go.
Invincible
so bad.
is, definitely a good one to have.
Also, don't actually go away. I love you. Come back.
But
fair enough.
How can you see it if it's invincible?
That's why it hasn't dropped for me yet.
Yep. It has, you just notice because it's invincible.
It explains so much.
Okay, so we have 2 emails from listeners because it's been 2 weeks. And our first, both emails are from the same person. Both from Anne in Wonderland, our wonderful listener. And she says, hello, Reins. I got 2 mounts last week. This is the week before. The Grand Black War Mammoth from the Vault of Archivon and the Green Primal Raptor from the Isle of Giants. Those are both awesome. The raptor comes from an egg which takes 3 days to hatch and contains one of 3 mounts. can get duplicates, so it can get annoying, but it only took me 5 eggs to get all 3 raptors, so I was quite lucky. I farmed at least 8 of those eggs to get all 3 of them. It was a pain. She also says, I finished breaching the tomb on my paladin ult, and after I do a bit of Surma, I can start getting all the artifact power for the horses. That's awesome. Good luck. That's a lot of artifact power for only a couple of horses. The next email that she sent through said, Hello Reins, I got 5 mounts last week. I finished the Order of the Cloud Serpent rep, raised the Jade Cloud Serpent, brought the Azure and the Golden Cloud Serpent. I got the White Polar Bear from dailies in Brunhilde Village, and Mistress Sassy Pants gave me the Abyss Worm. I'm so happy it dropped on LFR 2 because I don't raid and I still got it. Mount count 187. I'm slowly but surely getting to Mount Parade. I thought you had so many more mounts than that, and it seems like you have so many more than that. You only have 185, but that is great. That is really awesome. Yes, keep farming though that Circuit of Disappointment, and who knows what'll pop up for you. So,
What's the drop chance on the Abyss Worm? Do we know yet?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure Wowhead has sort of a rough idea.
I don't know, but I'm assuming that it's really ridiculous, like a ridiculous drop rate. I haven't seen anything for it, so I don't know if they've kind of set one yet, or
I'm sure there is. I'm sure it's sort of hard coded.
Either way, grats.
It's weird. It's not actually showing
that's
up.
what I mean. I can't find it either.
Well, apparently Wowhead says it does not drop off.
That's a super low drop rate then. Good job.
It's so rare, it just doesn't drop.
Yeah, it's saying it doesn't drop on any of the difficulties for her. That's really odd. But either way, congratulations. Yeah, it seems that none of them. It seems it hasn't dropped enough to for Wowhead to actually get some proper data on it, which means it's probably very rare.
You are one of 3 people in the world who have it. Go
Well,
stand at the flight path in Dalaran and gloat. Soak it
Like
in.
everyone does.
Run around in little circles, right around the rim. That's the key.
Yep. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. Thank you so much, Rickles, for coming on. Sirius, do you want to let everybody know what's happening next week and all the rest?
Okie dokie. So next week we've got kind of a fun topic, which it's actually one of my favorites. And it is Reading with Leashes 1 through 5. And I actually had a lot of help with this one. But
ties nicely to gold making, as Reckles said before. That
does indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week there's nothing else other than that. So you want me to take care of how to get in touch with us?
Of course.
Unless Reckles has something else he'd like to add.
I am perfectly fine. Thank you.
Well, then it's a good time to check out. So, if you want to come along for our live recording, join us each week on Tuesdays on Twitch at twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth. The show can be found on our website, reinsofAzeroth.com, as well as on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Video of the live show can be found on YouTube, so just search for Reins of Azeroth with no spaces. And please leave us a review on iTunes or a thumbs up on Stitcher if you like what we're doing. If you have any questions or stories or pictures of mounts, toys, achievements, get in touch with us. Our email is reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com. The show can be found at Reins of Azeroth on Twitter. And Spaz can be found at SpazWesson on Twitter. I am at SuperSerious13. That's SuperSiriusXII. And you can also send us a message, whether it's an email or a DM on Twitter, if you'd like to join our Discord server, and we'll give you the link. And Reckles, where can people stalk you?
Yes. I am on Twitter at Ryan A. Eccles. As you can tell, I'm not very creative with my tune naming. I also have a YouTube channel where you can find a whole bunch of cool stuff about gold making. I've got some Overwatch stuff, and I've got some Heroes of the Storm stuff, but mostly gold making. And that is Want to Buy Gold. So just Google Want to Buy Gold. Hopefully I show up, or one of those gold selling sites will. Either way, you'll know which one to click on. Go click.
Yeah. If you're going to buy
Click
gold,
the subscribe
buy
button
from Blizzard.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I can save that for post show. But I build up my my BattleNet balance WoW token. That's
Fair enough.
Very nice.
So how long are you going to be playing WoW for then?
I am paid through next Halloween or something.
Holy moly!
Wow, that's awesome.
Dude, if you're gonna get a WoW, if you're gonna buy WoW tokens, do them now before Destiny 2 drops and WoW token prices double.
They will.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty. With everything out of the way now, that has been a show, everyone. Thank you for coming along and listening to us. Night, everyone. I love you.
Good night. Cool.
Oh, I'm so bad at the outro.
That's fine.
We did it.
I'm like, wait a second. Wait.
In fairness, Podbean is difficult to say.
I said peed bean. Whoops.
Why do you think we have nicknames for raid bosses? No one can speak straight.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Celestalon. I'm not 100% sure. They were upset how people had been saying Yasharaj. And he's like, no one would say it right. He's like, wait a second, someone said it right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
there's
always
a lot
thought
of...
it was Isarge.
Same.
I like to read a lot. I felt dumb. And I'm like, there's apostrophe and stuff in it. I'm gonna check how you pronounce it.
You know what?
Yeah.
They should release videos like that bloody pronunciation video channel.
Ah.
Have you seen those videos, Rickles?
Oh yeah. Wait, the fake ones or the real one?
The how to pronounce things.
Yes.
The really dumb ones.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I have an even better
pronunciation manual. It's called. Yeah. It's the things that he somehow manages to say is ridiculous.
There's some serious ones in there, and then some of them are just ridiculous.
Yep.
I have a question though. What would be the best way to get into the books? Like, should I just start with Chronicles, or
So the Warcraft novels are all sort of set specifically kind of covering a gap in sort of the game. So there's no real order to read them as far as I'm aware. Chronicle covers like it is literally the history of everything. So you're not going to read Chronicle and also find, you know, the in-depth stories of certain things. So, is there anything specifically you're looking to find?
Well, I get corrected on. I try not to include lore in any of my videos because, like, I summed up the whole Illidan Soulwell fight with the ancients thing with Illidan had a crush on Malph's girl, but Malph couldn't kill him because like they were soul linked or something. So he just imprisoned him for 10,000 years. And people got really mad at me.
They're brothers, though.
Right.
That's the other thing.
Well, I don't think Malph about brothers. If he killed Illidan, he would have been killing himself. But like, there's so much that I just skip over that I don't know about.
Yeah, there's a lot of in-depth stuff that it's just like there's someone who knows this stuff, but I don't, and it's just it can be a bit weird. The lore is very deep.
So should I start with this like playing Warcraft 3? Finish playing through that?
Yeah, the Warcraft games are really, the RTSs are really good. If you can stomach them, that is. Because a lot of people can't go back that, like, oh, the horrendous graphics, but, you know, that doesn't bother you.
You can make sheep but that's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The best.
I put a link in TeamSpeak.
I popped it into the chat. Haronda. Yeah.
You can feel the hatred that this person has for every person who's ever mispronounced it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sorry, what were you saying?
So, yeah, lore-wise, I suppose, if you want to start from literally the beginning, Chronicle is the best start. And then from there, once you get through Book 2, it's just kind of a choice of what do you want to do next? Do you care about Vol'jin? Do you care about Arthas? Do you care what happened to Garrosh in the trial? Do you care, you know, each of the books are very hyper focused on an event or a person. So if you want to know more about a person, then definitely read that book. So yeah, I don't believe there's any contradictions as far as what was written in a book and then was put in the game later, but I could be wrong.
Okay, that was kind of going to be my next question. Like, are there any that aren't considered canon?
As far as I'm aware, everything is canon. As far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm excited for Chronicles.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Also, I remembered that. Sorry, just quickly. The Traveller books are the young adult books that I was talking about, and they were released on the 1st of January this year.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, let's say goodbye to the stream. And
goodbye,
you die.
Yep. All right, we're off the stream.
I love
Bye, guys.
you.